Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gamey Daddy channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the Backfire exotic SMG. You guys have already seen this SMG from the state of the game. The folks at Massive were kind enough to allow for me to be able to preview these items early, and including the summit. And I wanted to just give my impressions on this SMG and talk about it a little bit. Now, many of you have seen this SMG. You've seen what it's capable of. You've seen what it does. And it's an MPX variant. I think it's in the family of the MPX whatever. They're pretty much, brothers in regard to that. This is just an exotic, has some really cool design and all of that good stuff. But what I've really noticed about this weapon on running it is, yes, it runs similar damage numbers and same RPM, but its talent is where things are really interesting. So you're dealing damage to enemies adds a stack of 1% crit damage. Stacks last for 10 seconds and are capped to 200. Now, this math here is where I'm kind of looking like, okay, so you need a stack of 200. Basically, I'm thinking maybe it continues to add that stack, to 200% of your crit damage. I don't know how to interpret the math here, but if you're going to stack crit damage, then the first thing you want to do is make sure your crit chance is at 60 max %, and then stack up and, kind of shove in that remaining critical damage in your gear and your build wherever you can, and then come in here and use this to be able to make yourself basically much more lethal. This might be a true problem in PvP for people who do not have their hands on this before they go into Dark Zone. I don't know. I can't say for sure, but looking at this is going to be really strong. Now, the only thing is on reload, you apply a 10-second bleed to yourself, which deals 0.5% armor damage per stack. That becomes a significant amount of damage if you go with an all-red build, so there will be a huge give and take. On this build, I have access to the Hunter's Fury gear set and the Bellstone Armory brand set, and whatever. And this allows for me to stack up a bunch of armor and regain my armor. So if I really want to play hardcore and do some really good stuff with critical hit damage, I have enough armor to help mitigate the bleed that I lose. But if I go full red blast, I'm going to really, really suffer if I'm not smart enough. Now, it's something that, you could go with, with some drone or something, or if you're in a team and you're a damage dealer. The deal though is you have to be in a position where you can deal the damage smartly and you can do some really good stuff. I will run something like this with glass cannon. Some people don't run glass cannon, but I will take it. Honestly, I know it sounds crazy, but that's how I'll go, because if I land those shots on an enemy, it's something that they'll definitely feel. Now, I did notice though that if you want to avoid the bleed, when you run out of rounds, you could just swap weapons, and that way you don't go bleed yourself to death. Now, the problem though is when you go back, you're still gonna need to reload, and so maybe you might find yourself in a position where you reload in safety, if you get what I mean. So that way you're not really in a position where, okay, this is a problem for you, for you. So it's a weird give and take, but it's a decent weapon in my opinion. You would have to judge for yourself how you wish to use it. I used it. I didn't really necessarily enjoy it with this build, and that's the first impression that I have. That's basically what I wanted to kind of point out. I didn't necessarily enjoy it with this build together because it didn't feel strong. The Lady Death felt stronger because the Lady Death has the buffs that it continues to stack. And so I'm thinking to myself, if I want sustainability and I want damage and I want a good buff, then definitely another weapon is there for me. But if I want full-blown damage with a creative way to build, then there needs to be more experimentation with this weapon itself. And so that's pretty much my own take on this weapon right now. It's very early to make a lot of judgments. We all know that the moment these things go live on a server, then, it's something that would definitely change the community's perception of all that stuff. So that's it for me with the Backfire SMG. I think, players would appreciate and hunt this maybe to add to their trophy room. The talent is really cool. It will really allow for people to, enjoy SMGs more. And running it with the new Hunter's Fury gear set, does pay off, maybe even with the 2 pieces where you stack up all of this SMG damage and then you throw some Sokolov Concern on there. It really looks like it has a lot of potential to be able to deal some really serious work regarding gameplay. But all of that testing will come back soon and come back later, and I'm excited to see what the community is able to come up with. All right, that's it for me with this video. Thank you so much for your time and audience. I appreciate you guys a lot. If you want to hear and get more Division content, you can stick around on the Gamey Daddy channel. It's definitely going to, make a difference if you can support the channel by just clicking the like or subscribe, or you can decide not to. It's all up to you. So I appreciate you for even watching this video, and hopefully I'll talk to you in another one. Peace.